Hello, my creative friends. So for my friends that are at home and my friends that are in person, I am keeping the projects the same so that no one feels like anyone is getting more instruction than the other. So I just finished with rotation, the first rotation of kiddos that are up here. So the rotation is on a 3-week rotation up here. So that means that my next rotation of friends, they haven't done this project yet. So those of you that are at home, because I know a lot of you have done this project, I want you to think about the project you've done and see how you can increase your project. Meaning, what can you do to make it bigger and maybe better or different? So the piece of paper that we're using up here at school is a 12 by 18. So it is a larger piece of paper. So if you're using a smaller piece of paper at home, then yes, you're going to finish the projects way quicker than we are up here. Also, the instructions for the pumpkin, what I had them do was each section of the pumpkin, let me see if I can find. So each section of the pumpkin had to have at least 3 different Zentangles on it. So if you did your pumpkin and you put the same pattern in each section, like one pattern here and one pattern here, go back, see if you can do another one and add at least 3 different patterns in each section, okay? Because that's what they're doing here. If you did the pumpkin, then try the turkey. The turkey is one big circle, smaller circle, and then your feathers here. Again, the paper is 12 by 18. Each feather is a different pattern Zentangle, okay? Now, if you did this and you put color on your Zentangle, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to do the opposite. I'd like you to leave this part black and white and only add the color on the background. The purpose of doing that is so that this image right here pops out and the black and white adds the unity of the object. So if you've already done the turkey, then do the pumpkin. If you've already done the pumpkin, then do the turkey, but only add the color on the background. If you did the pumpkin, have at least 3 different Zentangles in each section. If you did the turkey, each section will have its own pattern. It's very important that when you are using the black marker, you use a Sharpie or a non-water marker, because if you use watercolors, or not watercolors, Crayola colors on this, especially the washable ones, when you go to do your background, it'll wash and blend all over. Now, if you are like, I don't want to do any more Zentangles, Miss Gordon, I am done with you and your Zentangles, then what you can do is, let me find a blank piece of paper. Okay, let me find a blank piece of paper, guys. Let me see. Got one. Get you a larger piece of paper. Again, if you have a smaller piece of paper and you do this, then you're going to finish pretty soon. You're going to finish very quick, because there's a big difference between a small piece of paper and a big piece of paper. What I want you to do is, if you are done with Zentangles and you really want to try something else, then what I want you to do is to take what you learned how to draw that pumpkin. Because remember, when you draw the pumpkin, you have your bird, you have your curved line connect. You start here, and each point has 2 curved lines. Okay? What I'd like you to do is I would like you to add a turkey and a pumpkin in an outdoor scene. So maybe you're going to, and remember, you can use caps and all kinds of things to make your turkey. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a turkey like this, and I'm going to erase. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my hat. And you don't have to add a hat, obviously, if you don't want to with your turkey. And then you're going to add your feathers. You're going to create kind of an outdoor scene, but with the turkey and a pumpkin. Okay, I'm going to add my eyes. And mine's going to be a cute turkey. It's not going to be like a realistic looking turkey. So I want to have fun with it. You could add a couple of, you could add a couple of these turkeys if you want to. Then go ahead and start adding a pumpkin patch. The point of this, of course, is to learn, or take what you've learned, which is how to draw realistic pumpkins. I'm going to draw some tall ones over here. See, let's have some that are overlapping. So right now my pumpkins and my turkeys look like they're floating, so I'm going to give them some ground. Just like this. These are called implied lines, so it doesn't look like they're floating. See how that totally changes it? Let's see, I think I'm going to add, now, so the ones in the front should be bigger than the ones that are in the back. So I'm going to make these just a little bit smaller. So again, these look like they're floating. So I'm going to give them some implied lines. I think I'm going to do like some really small ones back here. I'm going to do several of these. These pumpkins kind of look like tomatoes until you add the lines. I don't know how many of you like tomatoes. I didn't like tomatoes when I was a kid, but now that I'm older, I love tomatoes. When I'm cooking dinner for my husband and family, I give myself more tomatoes. So I love them. I liked fresh tomatoes better than I like cooked tomatoes. It's like carrots. I actually like fresh carrots, not cooked carrots. Y'all might have a vegetable that you prefer to eat more fresh than cooked. I feel like that with green beans too. I like fresh green beans with ranch dressing. And evidently, I think ranch dressing might be a Texas thing. I don't know. I dip my french fries in ranch dressing. I don't know how many of you like to put your french fries in ranch dressing, but somebody told me that was a Texas thing. That they've never heard that before. And I'm going to put a few more back here, I think. Oh, See, that's the same size, but it's supposed to be smaller because it's in the distance, right? So I need to keep it small. There we go. See, they look like tomatoes. Something else I like to eat. I like to eat celery with peanut butter. And then you can put raisins on the peanut butter. And it's called ants on a log. So I grew up eating. Probably never even heard of that before. So you can add as many pumpkins as you want. Just make sure you give those implied lines. And you could add another turkey. I think I might add another turkey down here. You can also, if you want, you could keep even adding more and more little tiny pumpkins. Like really, really small to show like small, medium, and large pumpkins. Or if you wanted to, you could give yourself a horizon line, which is back here. Like this, and make this like the moon. So you could make it daytime or nighttime, or you could make that, I wouldn't make that the sun. I'm a real particular on having a sun in the sky. If you're gonna do sun, just make it sun colored, like with watercolor or markers. But you could totally make this a moon. Maybe some bats or something in the distance. I'm not really sure yet. But just have fun with this, guys. Like, it's the season for pumpkins and turkeys and such. We don't really get that much time here at school to do a lot of seasonal stuff with the way the schedule has always been. So this year I'm kind of taking advantage of seeing my classes for 3 weeks at a time. It's kind of nice, because then we can throw in some seasonal stuff. And then don't forget to go back in and add your lines to make them look like pumpkins and not tomatoes. So you guys have fun with this. Please, you can do a flip grid, and whenever I get a break, I can respond to your flip grids. Some of y'all are doing really great with the flip grids. I love seeing y'all's faces and hearing what y'all have to say and responding. But have fun with the season. This is a fun season to do all kinds of fun art. And I'd love to see y'all's drawings. I'm just going to keep going. There's no point in sitting here watching me draw all these little pumpkins and stuff. You could also add some vines if you wanted to, like in the ground. Just have fun with it. So I'd love to see what it is y'all are going to create. Oh, you could add bales of hay. So see, look. Totally do bales of hay. You could do bales of hay like this, or you could do the circle bales of hay. But I'm going to do these kind of bales of hay. So y'all have fun with it. Bye, guys.